Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today I will be guiding you through a rest day yoga class. So if you work out a lot, if you go to the gym, or if you work out at home, this will be a great class for you to do on your rest days, on your days off. It will help your body and your mind to recover from your challenging workouts that you do. We will be spending time in this class working pretty much the entire body. I really do hope that you enjoy this class and that it helps your body to loosen up, get a little bit less stiff and tight, and find some ease in your body. I would love to hear any thoughts or feedback you have about this class in the comments section of the video. And if you would like me to film another rest day yoga class to help you recover from your workouts, please leave that in the comments section of this video as well. When you are ready, come to a comfortable seated position. Take a couple of breaths here just to center in and ground ourselves before we begin moving. Full breath in and then a full breath out. One more just like that, really full breath in and then a complete breath out. Let's reach the arms up. Inhale. Bring the right hand down to the right side. Left arm will reach up and over towards the right, finding a stretch for the left side of the body. Come back through center. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand comes down to the left. Right arm reaches up and over towards the left, finding a stretch for the right side of the body. Inhale. Come back. Bring your right hand to your left knee, left hand out behind you, look over your left shoulder, coming into a seated twist. One more full breath here. On your next inhale, lift the arms back up, come through center, left hand to the right knee, right hand out behind you, look over the right shoulder, come into your twist. Sit up a little bit taller. One more full cycle of breath here. Good. Reach your arms back up as you breathe in. Hands together at heart center. Interlace your fingers behind your back, just at your low back, so it will look like this. And think of reaching your hands down towards the ground, down towards your mat. Lift your heart, lift your chest up, maybe gaze up, opening up through the chest, the upper back, the shoulders. Hold here for a little bit longer. Good. From here, lift your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, cactus. Your arms bend your elbows down towards the hips. Find a stretch in the space in between your shoulder blades at the upper back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Arms bend your elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus arms. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Come into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Shoulders over top of your wrists and your hips are over top of your knees. Spread all 10 fingers nice and far apart. Ground down through your fingers, your knees, and the tops of your feet. Your toes are untucked. From here, reach your right arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring it underneath your body. Rest down on your right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rest down on right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, open up, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it through, resting down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rest it down. Stay here for about 3 breaths. The hips are high, over top of the knees. The left hand is underneath the left elbow, just in front of your face. If you prefer, you can bring the left hand to your low back, or maybe towards the right hip. Another option is to walk the left hand further out in front of you towards the top left corner of your mat. 2 more breaths here, wherever you are in this shape. Good. Bring that left hand back down just in front of your face if it was somewhere else. Press down into the left hand to reach the right arm back up to the ceiling. Place it down on your mat, tabletop once again. Let's move through that on the other side. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Bring it through, rest down on your left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, open up once again. Exhale, bring it through, left ear, left shoulder comes down. Inhale, open up, press down into the right hand as you lift yourself up. Exhale, rest down in left ear, left shoulder just for a moment. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring it through, resting here for about 3 breaths. The right hand is just in front of your face, elbow over top of the wrist. If you prefer, you can bring the hand to your low back or maybe towards your left hip. Another option is to bring the right hand towards the top right corner of your mat. One more breath here. Good. Place the right hand in front of your face once again if it was somewhere else. Press down into the right hand. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling once again. Inhale here. Exhale, place the hand back down onto the mat. Move towards the back of your mat so you have more space to the front. Walk your hands out towards the top 2 corners of your mat. The hips will stay over top of the knees. Melt your chest down towards the mat. Melt your heart down. Maybe the forehead can rest onto the mat. Maybe it's lifted here. Find your expression of the pose and stay there for 3 breaths. Good. Start to walk your hands back in towards center, lifting the chest up. Come back to tabletop. Tuck all 10 toes under and start to sit back onto your feet. And spread all 10 toes farther apart from one another, making sure that all toes are tucked under, even the pinky toe. Finding a stretch here for the feet. We'll hold this for about 10 breaths. So we will be here for a while in this pose. If it gets to be too much, feel free to bring your hands down to the mat just in front of your knees and start to shift the weight off of your feet. If you are looking for more of a challenge, you can start to bring your hands back behind you, shift the weight back so you place more weight onto your feet. Once again, find something that feels right for your body in this moment. Stay with your breath as well. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Take 3 more breaths here. Last breath. Good. From here, plant your hands down in front of you. Come into a tabletop. Release the tops of your feet down, untucking the toes. Bring your hands even farther out in front of you. Shift your weight forward. Take your time to lower all the way down to the ground. Hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and far apart. Inhale, lift up into a cobra. Think of using some of the strength through your upper back rather than just your arms. Exhale, come down. Inhale to lift up. And exhale to lower down. We'll do 3 more. Inhale to lift. Feel free to go at your own pace. Work with your breath. Last one here. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower down. From here, tent up onto your fingertips, off to the sides of your mat. Press down into your fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest up. Dip your right shoulder down. Look over towards your left. Look over the left shoulder to the back of your mat. Come back through center. Dip the left shoulder down. Look over your right shoulder to your feet. Come back through center. 1 more on each side. Right shoulder lowers down. Look over your left shoulder towards your feet. Back through center. Left shoulder lowers down. Look over your right shoulder towards your feet. Back through center. Lower the chest down. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press into your hands. Using some strength through the upper body, lift on up. Hug the elbows in towards the sides of your body. Keep the arms bent here. So stay here for about 3 breaths. And anytime that we hold a pose, make sure that you're not holding your breath. Allow the shoulders to come a little bit down away from the ears. Find some space around your neck. Lower down. From here, come up into a tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Bring the right foot forward in between the hands, top of your mat. Bring your hands up onto your right thigh. The back toes, the left toes can be tucked or untucked. Shoulders stack over top of the hips. If you feel okay right here in this pose, you can start to shift the weight forward. Lowering the hips a little bit closer towards the ground. Bringing the right knee further out in front. Maybe even a little bit over the ankle. And then you can find some movement by shifting the weight back. So maybe the right knee isn't over the ankle yet, and then shift the weight forward so the right knee is over the ankle, and maybe it goes past it. Shift the weight back, and then forward. And then you can find stillness if you like. One more full breath right here. Good, plant your hands down. Bring the right foot to the right side of your mat so both hands come to the inside of the foot. Tuck your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Stay here with the shoulders over the wrists. The right knee is over the right ankle. And the left leg, the back leg, is extended and engaged here. Just one more breath. Good, lower the left knee down, untuck the toes, stay here up on your hands, or if it's part of your practice or if you would like to try, you can lower down onto your forearms. If you're up on your hands, another option is to bring your right hand on your right thigh, start to look over your right shoulder towards the back of your mat. We'll be here, wherever you are, for about 3 more breaths. Lift yourself back up onto your hands if you had lowered onto your forearms. Reach the right arm back towards the left foot, bend the left knee. See if you can grab onto the left foot with your right hand. Allow the hips to go a little bit farther forward and down towards the mat as you bring the left heel in towards the hip. Left heel towards the left glute. Stay here for one more breath. Good, release the right hand back down, release the left foot back down. Bring the right foot to the center of your mat so the hands frame the right foot. Tuck the left toes under, lift up the left knee. And start to straighten the right leg. You can tent up onto your fingers here. Find length as you inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe you fold down over the right leg. It's okay if you're staying lifted up. If you have some books or water bottles, you can use that to place your hands on. We'll just be here for one more breath. Plant your hands down. Step the right foot back to plank. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. The knees can be as bent as you need them to be here. Let's drop the knees down. Step the left foot through. In between the hands, top of the mat. Bring your hands up onto the left thigh. And you can stay right here, or maybe you allow the hips to come a little bit closer towards the ground. Bringing the left knee directly over the ankle, maybe it even goes past it. If you would like to, you can shift the weight back, and then shift it forward once again. Kind of moving in and out of the stretch. And then if you find a spot that you would like to stay, you can stay there as well and hold it. 2 more deep breaths. Let's bring the hands down to the mat to frame the left foot. Bring the left foot to the left side of your mat so both hands come to the inside of the foot. Tuck your right toes under, lift up the right knee. Shoulders stack over top of your wrist, and the left knee is over top of the left ankle. Stay here for a couple of breaths. See if you can find a little bit more strength through your right leg, your extended leg. Good. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. You can stay here up on your hands. You can lower down onto your forearms. If you're up on your hands, you can also bring the left hand to your left thigh and start to look over the left shoulder towards the back of your mat. Take some time in this pose to explore, find some movement. Get curious about what your body wants to do. Use your breath to allow the body to open up. Come back up onto your hands if you are lowered down onto your forearms. Take your left hand and reach it back towards your right foot, back of the mat, bend your right knee. See if you can reach and grab onto the foot with your left hand. And maybe you look over your left shoulder towards the foot. See if you can shift the weight forward and then still bring the foot closer in towards the right glute. Finding a little bit of a deeper stretch. But if you are good just where you were, you can stay there. Find any movement that feels good here. One more breath. Good. Place the left hand back down. Right foot comes back down gently with control. Bring the left foot to the center of your mat so hands frame the foot. Tuck the right toes under, lift up the right knee. Start to straighten the left leg. Inhale, find length here through the spine. Exhale, if you would like to, you can start to fold over the left leg. Think of drawing your eyebrows down towards your left toes. Finding more length through the spine. Backing off and decreasing the stretch whenever you need to. And again, this is a great place to use books or water bottles or yoga blocks if you have those. One more breath. Bend back into the left knee, plant your hands down, step back to plank, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Good. From here, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Pivot on your feet. So the feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. You're facing the long edge of your mat. The feet are parallel to one another. Tent up onto your fingers. Find length through the spine here. You can stay here. You can have as much of a bend in your knees as you need to. If you would like to, you can start to fold down over your legs, The head comes closer down towards the ground, and the hips go high towards the ceiling. Find any movement in this pose as well that you like. Maybe you start to bend one knee as you straighten the other, going back and forth. Or maybe you bring opposite hand to opposite elbow, and you shift the weight from side to side, swaying from right to left. Maybe you lower down onto your forearms. 5 more breaths here. One more breath. Come back up onto your hands, wherever you are, hands plant down to the mat. And then walk your hands over to the top of your mat to frame your right foot as you pivot on the feet. Step back to plank, and then the hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Stay here for one big full breath. Release the knees down. Take your time to come all the way down onto your back. When you are ready on your back, the feet will come in towards your hips, knees up to the ceiling. We'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh for a figure 4 stretch. And then you can stay here if this is enough of a stretch. Think of bringing the right knee towards the top of your mat. So right knee comes away from you. Use your muscles to make that happen. And if you're looking for more of a stretch, you can bring the left thigh closer in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around the left leg and gently guide it closer towards you. 5 breaths here. Find your expression of the pose. Stay with your breath. One more breath. Plant the left foot back down to the mat. Uncross the ankle off of the leg. And then we'll go on to the other side. So the left ankle will cross over the right thigh. You can stay right here, arms alongside the body without using the hands. Think of bringing the left knee away from you towards the top of your mat. Use your muscles to make that happen. If you would like to move on further in the pose, you can bring the right thigh closer in towards your chest, interlacing the fingers around the right leg, and gently, slowly guide the right thigh closer towards you. 5 breaths in this pose. Full breaths in, and then full breaths out. One more breath. Bring the right foot back down to the mat. Uncross the left ankle from the thigh. Both feet plant down. Rest your hands on your belly and take a couple of breaths here. Full breaths in. Full breaths out. From here, press down into your feet. Lift your hips up and take them just over a bit towards the right side. And then extend the legs long. Feet will go to the left. You can cross the right ankle over the left if you would like. Arms reach up overhead and they go over towards the left side. The right hand can grab onto the left wrist if you like. For a deeper stretch, you'll bring the hips farther to the right and the arms and legs farther to the left. If you would like a less intense stretch, you can also keep the hips more towards center and the arms and legs more towards center as well. Release. Bring the feet back in towards your hips, arms alongside your body. Lift the hips up, take them over to the left, extend your legs long. Legs go to the right, hips to the left. You can cross the left ankle over the right. Arms go up overhead and they go over towards the right. The left hand can grab onto the right wrist if you like. Settle into the pose. We'll be here for just a couple breaths. From here, bring your arms back alongside your body, bend your knees, press down into your feet to lift the hips up, bring the hips back to center, extend your legs long. Feet go to the top two corners of your mat. Make yourself comfortable here. If it feels better for you to have the knees bent, soles of the feet down, knees up to the ceiling, you can do that. And if you would rather come into a seated position to end off your class, you can also do that. We won't be here for long though. It's just an opportunity to connect in with the breath, connect in with the body and the mind, to notice how you are feeling. Take a moment to become aware of how your body is feeling right now. Noticing any shifts, any changes from the beginning of class to now. And what has changed, what has stayed the same. And how is your mind feeling right now? What kinds of thoughts are you experiencing? Tune into any sensations, any thoughts, any emotions, any feelings, anything that comes up right now. Observe it, become aware of it. Allow each breath to be full and complete. Filling the lungs up with air on your inhale and letting it all go on your exhale. Stay here for as long as you like. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me. I would love to hear how it went for you in the comment section of the video. I post a new yoga class every Friday, so if you enjoyed this class and if you don't want to miss the next one, you can hit that subscribe button. Thank you for your support. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in you. Namaste.